All right guys, come along with us. This week we're at the Proving Grounds setting up some new hunt strategies for a really well-developed food plot. All right guys, habitat work is super fun to do, but at the end of the day, we all want to be successful hunting. So habitat management and hunt strategy are so closely correlated. So today's video, we're going to talk about the correlation between them and how we're going to make this specific food plot, about 3.5 to 4 acres in size, extremely huntable with 2 locations. Of course, we want to make sure that access is always good, right? We've got a northeast access and a southeast access, as you can see, probably through drone, that we've got basically really good, clean, dependable access. And fortunately, we have to come in from that direction, right? This is close to the property boundary, and so that is our only access. We have to make that work. So with that being said, with our habitat management, we're going to come in and basically put a bedding area on the west side, and it's on a north-facing slope. So all the deer are essentially going to be coming from the west, bedded on that north slope, which means probably the most activity we're going to have there is going to be early season, okay? That's important. We'll get back to that in a second. But deer are going to be coming from the west based on that bedding thicket location. We're coming in from the east. We've got a blind set up on the southeast side of the field. And today we're putting in a tree stand set on the north portion of the field to hunt the northwest corner of the plot. Why the northwest corner? Well, because if the deer are bedded on a north slope, they're going to do that early season. Well, the northwest corner is going to be the shaded side, or the first portion of the field to get shade in an afternoon hunt. So we can get here easily in an afternoon and not bump deer because they're bedded on the west side. We're coming from the east. This corner is going to receive the shade, so deer are going to come here and stage on this corner of the food plot. We've got good, clean access. So we've got this white oak, it's a split white oak right off the edge of the field, and a hard maple tree right in front of it that we're going to have to essentially top off to have a good shooting lane into this field. But we've got a lot of different things coming together with regard to the timing of the season, the timing of, or the timing or usage of that bedding on the north slope, the shaded side. All these time frames are coming together for this to be a really dynamite set. Now we're going to hunt this with a west-southwest wind, and with our northeast access into this field coming directly from the east, it's going to work out really well. One other final component, to make this larger field hunt smaller, we're also incorporating edge feathering. And edge feathering is going to be kind of in the center portion of this field along that western boundary, right? And we're going to take some of that edge feathering and essentially do what we call closed edge feathering. So the center portion of that field is going to have closed edge feathering. We don't want deer to be walking out in the center of that field. We want them coming out either in the northwest corner or the southwest corner. That's because of our access and our blind and our tree stand location. So we're encouraged deer where to bed with the bedding thicket, right? And then we're strongly influenced where they enter and exit with the edge feathering. And again, the time frames and the placement of the stand and the blind location is all going to correlate to access, wind. But this whole 3.5, 4 acre field now is covered because we've dictated where deer are coming from and how they're going to enter and exit this food plot when they're bedded in that location. So we're covering the basis through habitat management, planting of different crops, and making sure our stands are accessible that match the wind and the thermals in this hill country. You guys might be wondering, well, what's planted in there? This was a soybean field, right? This was a monoculture soybean planting. There was a lot of weed issue, specifically crabgrass and goosegrass, because of previous planting methods and timing and lack of herbicide usage. That was a big problem here in this food plot. So this plot was specifically and intentionally planted in the soybean crop to get rid of that. And if we look closely, we've got a diverse fall blend coming back through that's been interseeded into the soybean. We can start seeing the rows that's coming on. We've got wheat and brassicas, annual clovers coming in there. So that's already on its way up. The back end of the field is going to have clover planted into the soybeans for crop diversity. We're breaking up all of that into this field as well. A lot of components working together, and that's the most important takeaway from this video. So I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Are all of your food plots and your techniques and the planting, the timing of them correlating to slope aspect and bedding. If not, you might consider changing what you're planting in a given food plot to make sure it matches where the bedding is, right? The timing of that food source and the attraction, right? We can enhance the attractiveness of this field when we know what deer are bedded in, the time of year that they're going to bed there, and match that with the same food plot resource and the timing that they're going to hit that resource. So basically we plugged the exits. Now it's just time to hunt. Fall's just around the corner. Best wishes to you guys this fall.